I think it's been magical, Christine. It's been the most fabulous celebration of Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee. And I watched the television programmes in London when they were celebrating in London over the weekend. And here was rather quieter because it was a 4-day weekend and a lot of people have gone away, although we did have some celebrations, Governor's Parade and elsewhere. But this was Gibraltar's chance to celebrate the Platinum Jubilee, and I was just in awe of it. It was just amazing. The expression of love and affection for Prince Edward and the Countess was extraordinary, but that was translating into an affection for the Queen and her whole royal family. And if ever I needed a symbol of how close Gibraltar and the United Kingdom are, it was through the last 3 days. Extraordinary. It was a lovely, lovely 3 days.
Well, talking of that relationship with the UK, the Cambridge's royal tour was plagued with controversy and criticism. This has been the exact opposite. So how much do you think it further cements the relationship between Gibraltar and the UK and proves our loyalty to the Crown?
Well, if I may just correct you, I think the word plagued is perhaps a little bit strong. When the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge went over to the West Indies, there are issues in the Caribbean states that don't relate to the United Kingdom, to Gibraltar at all. Completely different issues over there. And I do feel that there were certain elements of the British media that concentrated on the negative elements of the tour. But the tour by the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge were a complete success in many, many respects. But coming to the visit here to Gibraltar, this was always going to be a success. The people of Gibraltar and the people of the United Kingdom are as one. And this was a tour, as I said, right at the beginning of the tour. This was not about politics, this was about people. And I think what we saw with the Earl and Countess was how they managed to connect with people. And there are 3 points of the tour, if I may take a little bit longer, that will always stand in my mind. One was walking down Main Street. I will never experience anything like that ever again. The whole of the population of Gibraltar was in Main Street, cheering them on and offering them the welcome that they probably never could have expected. The second thing was the parade yesterday. I have never seen a regiment in my entire military career with such perfection and precision. And that shows the close links between the army, the regiment here, and the sovereign in the UK, which basically symbolises the relationship entirely. And then we went down a brief moment that gave me that sort of heart-warming moment, that heart-stopping moment. It was just beautiful, where there's a little girl at St Martin's School with Down syndrome, and the Countess went down onto one knee. The little girl came across and sat on the Countess's knee and gave her a big kiss on the cheek. And you could see that warmth between that little girl with Down syndrome and the Countess, and you could see she was visibly moved, as they both were, by the affection that's been shown to them over the last 3 days. So to finish your question, the relationship between the UK and Gibraltar has always remained warm and very, very close. And I think at the end of a very difficult couple of years, both with the negotiations for an EU withdrawal and, of course, COVID and the difficulties we've gone through, this was a wonderful moment in history where the connection between the two places within the family of nations was solidified in a way that perhaps I even didn't anticipate myself.
Well, sir, you've given me an in to talk about those treaty negotiations. There was a complaint from Spain, admittedly lukewarm. What impact has this had on those negotiations?
I think this is a political message that Spain has to make now and again. As far as I've seen from the press in Spain and from other media outlets, there's been no formal criticism of the visit. In fact, I think deep affection for the fact that this has gone on, and it's shown to Spain those links between the United Kingdom, the Crown and Gibraltar. And as far as I'm aware, Those negotiations continue at pace, with another round of negotiations coming up very soon, and we're still hoping that we'll have some agreement in principle within the next month or so.
Well, you spent a lot of time with the royals while they were here. What do you think they take back with them?
They came to Gibraltar 10 years ago, 2012. They were received with great warmth 10 years ago. I think they came back and will go back with two memories. One, the amount of change that has happened in Gibraltar in those 10 years, both physically in the sense of the buildings, the reclamation, the new education facilities, all the improvements and modernisation. I think they'll always take that back, but they will go back with the message that I think they already knew, was the affection that they felt 10 years ago is even greater today than it was a decade ago. I think they'll look back, talking to their staff before they left, they went back incredibly moved by the way that they've been received in Gibraltar. And I rather hope, as I said to the Earl and Countess when they were leaving, please come back earlier than 10 years hence from now. And the Earl said, we'll be back as soon as we possibly can.